Welcome to my channel, Nothing Empty. What I'm going to be making today is a dish my grandmother used to make. It's cabbage meatballs. So the first thing I'm going to be adding to this hamburger meat, it's about a half a pound, maybe 3/4, is, believe it or not, my grandmother used a great deal of pepper. And y'all all know I really don't like a lot of pepper, but I'm putting it in this recipe. The other thing that she would add to it is the Parmesan cheese, always this type. I know people frown on it, but you know what? I'm following this. Some say about 3 tablespoons. That's good enough. And then I'm going to be adding a package of, this is that cheap onion soup mix. Let me show you. I bought this. I don't remember where I bought it, but it's that cheap kind. It really doesn't have a lot of onions in it, but it has a lot of salt and other spices in it. So I'm going to be adding that to this meat mixture. See, it really doesn't have that many onions. It has a lot of spice in it, but it doesn't have a lot of onions. Well, to override that, I'm going to be adding my own chopped onions to it. You want a great deal of them in there. At least I do. Alright, now we got that done. I'm going to add some garlic powder. Now, I'm going to show you this because I'm going to be putting this in a recipe in a little bit. Some diced tomatoes. It has green pepper, celery, and onion already in it. In fact, I'm going to sit over here and pop the top on that. Get it ready. Now, I took a bag of the coleslaw. You know, this right here. Coleslaw right here. Alright. And it's big pieces, pretty much, for this type of recipe. So what I did is I took it and I put it into my Ninja. And I minced it up. And to that, I also added like 1/4 of a yellow onion in it. And so all of that goodness is in there. Every bit of it. I added water to it. Spun it around a few times, pulsed it a few times, and it was a done deal. Alright. Now to this, I have some cooked rice. I'm just going to add a few tablespoons of this. Because this is really, it's like a cabbage roll without the cabbage rolls. If that makes any sense. Yeah. Put it in there. Alright. Now that I got that in there, I'm going to be adding a couple of tablespoons of these tomatoes. Juice and all. Don't worry, I'm not going to be wasting these tomatoes. Put a few more. Alright. Something about like that. Alright, what I'm going to be doing is mixing this together. Once I get it mixed together, I will form it into meatballs. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to sit here and run the camera while I'm turning it into meatballs, but I'll start mixing this up a little bit. Really don't want to make too big of a mess out of this. Just incorporate it. Just start. Your hands are your best tool in the kitchen. That's just all there is to it. You mix this together and you keep mixing it. And I'm going to continue to mix this. And when I'm done mixing it, I'll bring you back and show you what it looks like. As I got to mixing this, it's a little more moist than I want it to be. So I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of that rice. So we got, altogether, that's a half a cup of cooked rice in this recipe. Okay, y'all, I've got it to the consistency I want it to be at. I'm just going to make these meatballs. The thing about this recipe is you can freeze it if you make too many meatballs, but I'm not. I'm going to be putting these in a pan to the side over here. I know you can't see it, but alright, you get the gist of making meatballs, right? There we go. Alright, when I'm done with this, I'll bring y'all back. Okay, as y'all can see, I got 5 nice size meatballs to this. I'm going to be putting this in the oven. I'm going to bake it 20 to 25 minutes. And what I'm going to do is be drawing out the fat and the moisture that's in those meatballs that I've added with the tomatoes, and then of course the juices that are going to come out of the raw onion that I put in it and the cabbage. And once that's done, I'll bring it back, I'll drain it, and I'll show y'all the next step. Y'all, I decided while I was waiting on those meatballs to cook to go ahead and do this part of it. Okay, that's that can of diced tomatoes that I had. And I'm hoping you can see in there, it's about how much is left. I'm going to add that to this bowl. I'm going to be adding a can of tomato sauce. To that tomato sauce, I'm going to add about half a can of water to that. Don't really want a whole lot to that. Again, I'll come back with some pepper. Now, you see, that's a lot of pepper. Y'all never see me use that amount of pepper. Never, never. Onion powder. No, garlic powder, I'm sorry. I'm going to jack it up with that garlic powder. Here's the onion powder. Alright, now to that, I'm going to be adding a cup. And I'm going to tell y'all straight up and down, that's instant rice. You can use parboiled rice, you can use long grain rice, whatever kind of rice you want. I want this meal to cook today, sometime. So I'm going to mix all of this together. I'm going to set it to the side. Now when those meatballs come out, I'm going to take those meatballs and I'm going to be adding the meatballs. I'm going to drain them and go to the next step after that. And we got that just right. Now what I'm going to be adding to this mixture here, that's why I didn't add as much liquid to it as I thought. I'm going to be adding some coleslaw mixed to it. Like I said, this is cabbage and meatballs. Meatballs, cabbage and meatballs. There's a whole lot of cabbage involved in this recipe. But it's so good, y'all. It's going to end up tasting a great deal like cabbage rolls without all the work. I don't care for all the work to cabbage rolls. I made cabbage rolls a few times in my lifetime, and I can tell you right here, right now, I don't want to do it again. Not in my lifetime, anyway. I mean, it's just me here, so let me put that bag down. That all incorporated together. Now, in the bottom of that pan, I'm going to add what little bit of this cabbage here is left. I may add it in the bottom of the pan. I may just leave it in this bowl right here. Who knows? Alright. All we're waiting on now is the meatballs to finish cooking off. Getting the fat out of it. Or a majority of the fat. You want a little bit of the fat in this recipe. You really do. Alright, y'all. To be continued. Okay, y'all. There are the meatballs. They've cooked out a great deal of the fat. I'm going to drain that. I'm going to remove the meatballs. Well, I'm going to remove the meatballs too. I'm going to drain that. And I shall return. Okay, y'all. I added the remainder of that bag of coleslaw that's left. I'm just going to come across the top of it with some onions. Just sliced onions. Just about like that. Alright. Let me add this soupy mixture over here that I made earlier to this pan. Now, I don't know if all of it's going to go in there or not. I'm pretty sure it should. Because I just got to have room for them meatballs in there, y'all. Remember that now. Nah, pour it in there. We've got it in there. Okay. I'm going to second guess myself on this. I really don't like doing that. But, I mean, this has happened in the past. It's like one of them no-fail recipes. I think I'm going to add, right in the center, about a half a cup more liquid. Now, granted, the cabbage is going to be, that's not even a cup, half a cup, that's a quarter cup. The cabbage is going to be releasing juices. The meatballs will still be releasing juices as well. So I'm going to put meatballs on top of this, and I'll bring y'all back. Excuse me. There's everything in the pan. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it in foil, and I'll place it back in the oven. Next time you see this, this will be a done deal. And when I bake it in the oven, it's going to be 350 for 35 to 40 minutes. Okay, y'all, as you can see, I've removed it from the oven. It's been in there. I actually left it in there for 45 minutes because I got sidetracked. Hopefully it turns out good after doing that. I'm going to let it sit there and rest for about 10 minutes and let it just continue to steam a little bit. And then I will come back and show you the end product. Okay, y'all, there it is. It's done. Like I said, I'll let it sit and steam for a few minutes, and it's still right at it. It's like them tomatoes and everything cooked in that rice real good. And I'm going to give it a taste of the rice. Cabbage, you can see, cabbage is cooked, as it should be. Hey. Pretty tasty. The seasoning from the meat also dripped out in there as well. It released its juices. Child, I like this very much. It's not that complicated. Good meal. And I can assure you, I'm going to have at least 4 meals out of this. Let me plate this up. I removed one of the meatballs, meat patties, whatever you want to call it. I just wanted y'all to see what it looked like underneath. Okay, y'all, there it is plated up. I tasted it. It tasted very good. The only thing I'm going to add to this is a little bit more of the pimento, what do you call this? Parmesan cheese. I don't know where I eat so much pimento cheese, y'all, that I'm saying pimento cheese. Alright, that's what I'm going to add to it. Let me see if that jacks it up just a little bit more. You know, I've seen people add American cheese and cheddar cheese and all kind of stuff. I've always just added the Parmesan myself. That did the trick, y'all. And it's just moist enough. It doesn't have saucy like my other cabbage casseroles do. But this is very good. Very, very good. So, I hope you like my grandmother's recipe. Now, with my grandmother, she used raw rice in hers. Y'all saw what I put in mine. So if y'all make a cabbage meatball casserole, y'all let me know what y'all add to y'all. If y'all do something a little different to it and take away, whatever. Anyway, we'll drop it down in the comment. But thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and by all means leave a comment. And this is Nothing Edited, and I'm out. And y'all do something nice for somebody today.